Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Come on, tell me you were chair dancing with me. Isn't it fun to chair dance? Well, welcome to Monday, everyone. It is Motivational Monday, and this whole week, we're going to be talking about time. Because how many times have you said, I don't have time? Guilty as charged. So I just want this, we're going to start this week off. I've got some good stuff for you. I've got resources galore for you, and I am delighted, by the way, that you are here. First of all, I just want to say hello to June. She was the first one in the door. Hello, Catherine, Vanessa, Kathy, Lucy, Flynn. Good to see you. And there's our girl, Marguerite. We've got Jackie in the house. We've got Angie, Lucy. Is this my second Catherine or my first Catherine? I'm not sure. Let's double up on the Catherines though. Helen, Lisa. Yeah, 2 Catherines. No, 1 Catherine. Oh, well, you don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? Margot, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Lucy said she started lists of what she has to do today, but that's good. We had a little bit of an encouragement sesh this Sunday. I showed up and just said, hey, I'm going to just lay some stuff on you. Simply because we all go through a place where all of a sudden it's like, it was going, and now, holy cow, now what? Hey, Sandy. Hey, Darla. I'm glad you're here. Doesn't it happen that way? And there's Amber. Of course, Amber is in the house. Juanita is too. And so is Jenny on the other side. Jenny's there as well. You know, the encouragement of others is really something, because it's something that we can self-encourage, sure. But when you hear somebody say, you know what, it's going to be okay. And it's not you saying that, it makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? Denise knows that. Corliss knows that. That's right. Sarah knows that. Joanne and Jane know that. This is just the way it is. We hear it from someone else. We think we know, and really it is, that someone sees something in you that is a reflection of what you are about, that there is something inside of you that can do the thing. So we don't need to be flipping out anymore. We just need to take a deep breath and start over. Starting over is not such a big deal. Feels like it, especially when we've had momentum and things are really going well. But I'm going to tell you what, and today I'm going to talk about that just a little. I'm going to weave it all in there. It's going to be funny. Oh, my girl Joanne is in the house. So is Carol. So is Doris. So is Susan and Jane. And we have so many people who have signed up. You guys, I'm gobsmacked. I love that word, by the way. I will use it as often as I possibly can. And I am sincerely gobsmacked with everybody who is coming in person and who is also going to be doing our virtual Full Bloom event. It's on, girlfriends. The early bird is gone, though, at midnight. Early bird is our special pricing. We're practically giving it away, right? savingdinner.com/bloom for all the information. Now, here's where you guys aren't going to really love me so much, but we're going to be sticklers about these dates. We have to be. We have to raise the prices because we have offering so many more things this time. You guys are going to be absolutely over the top, amazed at all the things that we're doing. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited. And you know what? You get to be a part of it. And I get to love y'all up and get to hug you. I told you I'm going to give you big, awkward hugs. Yeah, you can count on that. You can count on it. Anyway, savingdinner.com/bloom. That's where you go for all the information. That's where you go for early bird tickets. And that's it. At midnight at 12:01, ticket prices go up. Ticket prices go up by how much? Isn't it like $30, $40? I don't know. But come on. I always look for the best deals. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. We got to pay for all the things. And we have a lot of things. We do. Lovely quote of the week. There is beauty in everything, just not everybody sees it. I will say this from today, it's going up $50 for in person and $20 for virtual. And why virtual? People are going, well, why would you do that? I have to. Our costs for Crowdcast have gone up. Our costs go up. And when they go up, we have to do that. Sorry, that's part of the facts of life, man. Have you noticed that when you go to the grocery store? Same gig. So we can pay for all the things. We have journals that people, by the way, you guys are still buying these journals. And I'll tell you what, this is exactly what it looks like, savingdinner.com/journal. This is something that if you are feeling discouraged, start over with your journal, will you? Get that journal out, write the 3 gratitudes out, and go back and in your other journal, your little cheapy journal, the one that you get at the dollar store that looks something like this, you write your 3 goals out. They're in affirmation form, very intentional, very exact, very detailed. Start writing that stuff out and watch what happens. You will be encouraged in your heart. You will start to see your way clear. And one thing that I said when I gave that little impromptu Facebook Live yesterday was that, we all have to start somewhere. We have to start with the biggest success, the biggest needle mover, the thing that we know that's going to help us out. That's why I'm saying, this journal is definitely going to help you out and help you do all of that. Starting with a Target Trifecta smoothie, that's going to help you out. That's going to start you on the right foot. Being on the right foot, just with one thing at least, helps to start making you feel better. You get feedback from that, and then you can start to do the next right thing. I like that. That just, to me, makes so much sense. I make lists from there, and, I'm not going to give away today's show, but it's all in here. The gala is the 13th and the 14th of July. Put it on your calendar. We're going to be doing it at 1 o'clock both days. We're also going to be doing it at 7 p.m. This is the razzle dazzle version. We're going to have bling and all kinds of stuff on. We're going to be crowdcasting it, so that we can have music and do all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, we're going to have some kind of fun. If you've been to our slumber parties, you know it's going to be great. Now, I've got something really special for you this week. You see the mindful mug right there? Do you? You see the quote deck right here? Do you? And you don't forget, the quote deck always comes with this cute little stand, so you can put one of these little cards on it. Oh, what is that attached to the card, you ask? Well, these are from our swag bags from Full Bloom. Aren't they so cute? You see that? It says Full Bloom right on there. And in these lovely little, when you buy this week, when you buy a quote deck or you buy a mindful mug this week, we're going to throw one of these cute little clippies. I don't even know what to call them, the clippy thingy. But they have a really strong magnet on the back and they fit. Isn't that so fun? So I want to encourage you to do that. I want to encourage you to just, get with the program. You could go ahead and put one of these on your fridge, just like this. See, with the magnet on the back. You can do whatever you want with it. You can play quote deck roulette like I do. It's super fun and it gets your mind on the right thing. So check it out, savingdinner.com/quote, savingdinner.com/mug. And that's going to get you one of these until, as supplies last. We're almost out of them, but I just like, Mark's like, get rid of all this stuff. And I said, get rid of it? We don't get rid of it, but I'm happy to give it away when we are selling these because we're ready to get rid of these mugs and these quote decks and get the new batches on. So there's a little incentive. How about that? Lastly, of course, is our supplement of the week. Guess what it is? Yes, it's Info Crusher. Now is the time. Buy 3, get 1 free. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. savingdinner.com/show. That's where you find it. And this will fly out the door. I already told Mark, go ahead and order more. Get another couple of cases in because we will go through it. So go ahead and get that. Danelle, good job. Perfect Paleo Protein and L-glutamine. Can't live without them. I have every single day. Every single day. Yep, that's me too. What else do I have to tell you? That's pretty much it. Of course, we of course have Q&A. Did you enjoy last Friday's, by the way? Q&A was all about the supplements, how to take them, how to do it, what I take, the extra stuff that I take that we don't have. So you can get your questions answered. Send it into support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday goes right there in the subject line so that I can answer it live on Friday. We do it every time. And that, my friends, I believe is all the things. Let's get into the subject matter, shall we? I really want to talk about this subject because I found myself saying, I just don't have time for blah, 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 blah. Nancy said it was a fabulous Friday. Thank you, Nancy. You're so sweet. She's such a support, by the way. I've known Nancy for a little while, and I'm delighted that she shows up. Lucy says she seldom needs inflopressure anymore. Isn't that such a joy, though? Isn't it such a joy? I say keep it on hand like you would, if you have, a headache or something. Use it like you would ibuprofen. Let me just tell you something. Mark pulled a hamstring when he was playing pickleball. Such a thing. Pickleball is like a big deal around here. And I have him taking tons of CalMag and tons of inflocrusher. Won't let him touch we have a bottle of Advil that really probably we have to throw away. Hello, Gwen. I'm so glad you're here. So anyway, that's absolutely imperative. But these are things that are really going to help. We always house our supplement of the week at savingdinner.com/show. That way you can see what the supplement is, what the offer is. It's 3, and the 4th one is free. And, that's how it works. And let me just tell you, it's a screaming deal. Take advantage of that. That's a smart thing to do. So, Pinkies Up. If you've ever said, I don't have time, or I just don't have time, or something along those lines. Pinkies Up. Anyone? Jama just came in. Susan, I'm so glad you're here. And I've got a surprise for you, Susan. Susan ordered this morning some inflocrusher. We stuck an extra one in there for you because it's a supplement of the week. Just want you to know we took care of you. Mary Ann is here, and she's got her pinkies up. See, everybody has. We've all done it. Guilty. This pinkies up, you know what this particular pinkies up means? Guilty. Is it true, though? I remember one time I was at a conference, and somebody was talking about Beyonce and all her fabulousness. And, if Beyonce has time for it, so do you. And I was thinking, well, Beyonce's got a full staff. But you know what? What this woman was saying is regardless of all of that, she had the ability and the time to create, double platinum albums one after the other. Now, she's not my exact cup of tea. Not going to lie. If I'm going to, I don't listen to that type of music. I don't listen to, I listen to all my stuff. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But Sarah says, I swear Beyonce has 36 hours in every day, but she acts as if she does. And that's one of her things. She even has a Sasha fear. She calls her stage persona Sasha. And she says, Sasha's fierce. And I love that because, when it's time to shift gears and to get into go mode and get stuff done and slay the day, you got to start thinking of yourself in terms of not, I can't, it's going to be hard and what have you. And have you noticed this? And just a sidebar here. I know you have. That when you start doing this whole thing, you put off and you put off and you put off, and then finally you just had it and you said, that's it, I'm going to clean my office. Or that's it, I'm going to organize this or do that. And then when you actually do it, it's so much less of a deal than you thought it was going to be. It's really not as bad as we usually think it's going to be. I mean, something like cleaning the garage is always a disaster, right? It's always no fun. Sorry, this hair is hot. This is why my hair is always up. It is hot. So you understand exactly what I'm talking about. We all do this. I do it. You do it. We all do it. We collectively do it. And I think that it's a big mistake because we tell our brains then, you don't have time. And you know what your brain says? Aye, aye, Captain. You don't have time. Let's figure out a way to use up and mess up all of your time here. Instead, I think it's time for us to step into, I need to schedule that, or I'm going to put this in, or having a different mindset instead of telling our brains, giving our brains an imperative, a direction, a directive of something that we don't want, because that's not at all what we want. We don't want to not have enough time. We want to have enough time. So it's time, Pinkies Up, for us to stop saying, I don't have time. How about this? We can use different phrases. I need to schedule that. Let me look at my calendar. I'm sure I can fit that in. What about all of that? What do you think that's going to tell our brain and our reticular activating system? Don't you think it's going to shift gears in a massive way? I believe so. Because our brains always take the things that we say and turn it into a directive and an instruction on what to do and how to either mess up your day, take away your time, or, figure out a way so that you're not going to get anything done. And you're going to see, there's the evidence, But honestly, what it is that we gave that direction. That's the thing that we need to look at. Sarah's exactly right. Nothing happens later. It's true. It's true. Nothing happens later. We say, I'll get to that later. My desk is a later project, right? What a mess and not helpful. So we need to figure out then for ourselves what it is that we need to get done, right? We need to figure out the priorities in our lives. We have to figure out all these things. And honestly, it's all going to look different for every one of us. Your priorities, you might have a stack of paperwork and some, things that need to get taken care of. I might need to be talking to Mark about changing inventory or whatever. We all have whatever the priorities are. We always have our own priorities. But you know what the core values are, though? That every single one of us lives in some kind of a dwelling. And we have to have control over our surroundings in that dwelling because our peace is at jeopardy otherwise. You cannot have inner peace if you have outer chaos. If your house looked like a bomb went off, it's time to deal with that. That doesn't come later. It needs to come now. And I'm not talking drop everything that you're doing, stop raising your children, and you know what I'm saying? But make a plan and start getting to it. Every single day, we need to do the right thing. Every single day, we need to get our act together. And if getting organized and all that is high on your list of things to do, I mean, for heaven's sakes, go now, open another tab and go to flylady.net and start on her system. It's brilliant. It's stood the test of time and it freaking works. She understands what it is to just feel overwhelmed by a lot of chaos all around you. And chaos, by the way, stands for can't have anyone over syndrome, by the way. So there's the brilliance right there in that. And that's where we have to start. All the things, get them under control. Now, if you're like me, I'm a piler, not a filer. I think I showed you that yesterday. I've got stuff, my office is my albatross. But my office is also something that is no longer going to be in the neglect pile. And I'm working it into my schedule every single day. Because I want this. It doesn't make me happy. And I work in here all day. And it makes me feel, ugh. So remember that. Your inner peace, you need to have outer peace as well. Visual peace is part of the plan. And that's number one. Number two is you need to bookend your day with morning and evening rituals. Now, this is a Fly Lady thing, too. She calls them routines, and she has certain things that you do. And this saved my bacon when I first started with her over 20 years ago. But I've elevated that up to a ritual because into that routine of emptying the dishwasher and doing all the different things, I also want to get in my journaling, my meditation, my goal writing, all of these different things. And it's all explained, and the gratitude, it's all explained here in the journal. This is why this journal is so effective, and it helps you to get a grip on what your day needs to be about. It's everything. And when I say bookend your day, you can start your day with these certain things and doing like the next right thing, right? Including your food, including your movement, including your hydration and your meditation, getting it all done. And there's a way to do it, and there's a way to order that day. And then at the very end of the day, you get to do the same thing by setting up for your next day and doing other things and doing little corrections and all of that. And it's just amazing how all of these things dovetail into each other and help you to start creating and redeeming the time of your day. Because remember, we're all in this together. We all have 24 hours. That's it. We all have 24 hours. And I'm going to ask you to give 7 to 9 of that away to sleep, you know? And this I'll sleep when I'm dead thing, well, you're on your way to faster dead if you're not going to take advantage of the sleep quota that you need, that we all need, right? So this is everything. You need to learn about putting together morning and evening rituals that support the life that you want to lead exactly the way that you need to do them. You can imagine over 20 years, mine have changed dramatically. And now that I'm home, without children and just a puppy and Mark and a business, things have shifted quite a bit. And my direction has changed. So all of that. Yes, right. It is an investment. You're right. Sarah said it's an investment. Nancy said she's excited to add our programs. I'm excited that you are, Nancy, and I'm going to see her. I can't wait. I'm going to hug you up, Nancy. So here's the thing that we're looking at then too, is that we need to look at our time as the time that we spend is an investment, or is it just frittered away? You know the difference. Once upon a time, I used to go to Starbucks every morning for coffee after I worked out. Every morning. Till one day I said, what if I stopped spending my money like that? And I added up how much it cost. And I never bought, anything extravagant. I didn't buy, muffins and all that garbage. I bought just a latte, and it was a grande. It was, it wasn't the venti. It was the grande. It was the middle one. And I deserve it, this, that, and the other thing. And then I added up how much it cost. I added up the money. Ka-ching! That's a lot of money. That wasn't an investment. That was just being frittered away. An investment would have been if I'd taken that same money, put it into a piggy bank, and then invested it in an IRA down the road. There's an investment. So we have to look at our time in the exact same way. Are we going to just fritter it away on that silly latte that you could save so much money if you did it at home yourself? Or are you going to invest that time in yourself, in your family, in your relationships, in your home? There's a lot to look at here. Number 3 is piggyback on well-established habits. We've talked about this before. Do a 4-minute workout as you empty your dishwasher, you're waiting for your coffee to finish brewing. The things that you normally do, the things that are unmovable, those are the things that you add the piggyback habit to. That's it. Just one little thing. What is it that you're not getting in? What is it that needs to get done? Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people who think they need to have 2 hours for the gym. Mark is one of them, by the way. And I'm like, no. I've gone to the gym, several times with him, and I end up having to wait. No, I'm not going to do the gym like that. I do the gym 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 20 minutes there, 15, 10. Then I go walk with the dog. Mine's all broken up and dabbled in. It's scheduled and woven into my day, and it gets done that way. It's really incredible how that whole thing works, isn't it? And that's piggybacking. Like, okay, it's 1:30. Okay, then I need to go do this. Okay, it's this time, so now I need to go do that. We schedule, we piggyback, it works. And number 4 is that, of course, is scheduling your time. So here's the thing. If you are struggling with this whole concept of I don't have time and you don't know where your time is going, we have a tool for that. It's called the time block sheet. Now, this tool is used, you can find it at savingdinner.com/time. It's free. It's a download, it's a PDF. And all it's going to do is block off your day so that you can see where that time is going. So that you're writing at 10:05, I flossed my teeth. At 10:06, I went and made, I went and put the wash in the dryer. I mean, not that kind of stuff, but just so you can see where those big swaths of time are going. Did you know, for example, this is number 5 is redeem your time, okay? 4 hours a day of TV is what the average American watches. 4 hours a day. That's 28 hours a week. That's 9 years of your life by the time you're 65. That's a lot of time. What if you redeemed that? What if you said, during that time, I'm going to do sit-ups. I'm going to do my push-ups. I'm going to do, you could do some kind of a physical activity. You can find a project to do. You could do, how many things can you think of to do instead of sitting there stuck to the tube? By the way, low vibe, if you were here for last week, TV's low vibe. It sure is. And it always makes me feel like crap after I'm done watching it. So use the time block sheet so that you can schedule your time, and then start thinking about, how am I using my time? Is this an investment of my time, or am I frittering it away? Is it 4 hours? We could all talk about binge watching whatever during the pandemic. I get that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're on the other side of that. It is time for us to step into redeeming and taking back our lives and back our time. We don't get it again. You don't get to go say, hey, you know what? I've decided instead I'm going to go and get, I'm going to go get these, get this time, redeemed. I've decided all that time watching X, Y, and Z, or whatever it was that you watched during the pandemic, I want that time back. It's gone. And let me just tell you, I binge watched too. I did all that too. It was, a highly stressful time. But now on this side of it, I'm done with that. That's not going to give me an investment back, because that's what investments do. They give back. They give back. They give you worth. That's not what frittering away your time is. That's not what spending frivolously does. It's just gone. It's like getting a credit card and saying, oh, look, I have a $3,000 limit, and then going out and just spending it willy-nilly and never making the payments. And then not even saying, I don't even know what I spent the money on. True story. I did that when I was, my first credit card. It took me forever to pay it back, but I did. But I learned a big time lesson. That's not what credit cards are for. And then you need to sleep to reap more productivity. Can I just get an amen from you? Sleep to reap more productivity. That means that when you're sleeping, did you know that your brain, like around, and this is very particular hours, between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your brain starts to scrub itself. It does. It scrubs and cleans and gets rid of all the little plaques. What does that plaque cause? Dementia, Alzheimer's. It's all the things. We have to get that sleep. When we're getting that kind of restorative healing sleep, it corrects a lot of the stuff and the damage that's in there. Not only that, but so that's from 10 to 2. And then after that, you need to get at least 7 hours sleep. Not after those 4 hours. That would be 11 hours. You know what I'm saying? In addition to, it needs to be at least 7 to 9 hours. And I went through and did a whole show on what sleep was and what it wasn't. And sleep, it's not just the quantity of hours, it's the quality. And that's what I'm talking about when I tell you about that. It's a mind-blowing thing. I read that in Sleep Smarter. And there's all Sean Stevenson wrote that book, and there's all of the, studies that go with it. I looked them up. I read them myself. It's crazy. Number 7 is success loves momentum. And this is something that I've seen work in my own business, that success loves momentum. I have seen it with everything that I've ever, enjoyed in my life, everything. Getting things done. I've got you want to see something right here? You know what this is? This is my book. It's all printed off, and I'm going through the whole thing. I've got my stickies and my highlighters and everything. You know why? That project has to be done in the can and off to the printers at the end of this month, off to the printers, so that we can get that done. And it's, why I did it like this? I did it like this so I could see it and have the big picture in front of me. I know me, and I know how things work for me. And that's what you need to be doing too when you're looking at what it is that you have to get done. Success loves momentum, but you've got to do it the way you need to get it done. If I just were to do it, and any time I've ever been asked, and I've been asked a few times, so many times, to write a little blurb for somebody, like a kudo blurb on their book, and they'll say, oh, we'll send you the PDF. And I said, no, send me the galley copy. The galley is what it looks like before it goes to print. And it's just, usually it has a spiral to it like this, or it's a cheap copy. It says Galley on it. You don't, not it's a proof copy. But I want to hold it in my hand. I want to see it. I want to get the whole full picture. I can't otherwise do that. I can't see from a PDF. So that's why I do this. That's why I have my, the book sitting here like this, so I can lay it all out and look for holes. That's how that works. And that's how we get our own momentum going. We know ourselves. We know what works. We put that together and say, I'm going to print that out. Or, instead of doing this, I'm going to do that. That's on you. And it's up to you to be able to do it. It makes a big difference, and you will see the difference. I promise you. Number 8 is break it all down. One of the things that I used to do, just following my mom, was doing my laundry, waiting for this ridiculous amount of laundry to be piled up until the hampers were overflowing, right? And then, back to the whole fly lady thing, she taught me to do a load a day. Boom, my head blew off the top. And doing a load a day, I've never again, ever had a laundry issue, because I always do a load a day, pretty much around here, maybe not, maybe every other day, but there's never a pile of laundry. There's never 2 loads of laundry to do, never. And that just makes it doable. And then that comes out of the dryer. And sometimes there's smaller loads. Who cares? Why do we think, let me give you another one, running the dishwasher. Why do we think it needs to be absolutely full to the brim before we're going to run it? Well, if you're going to be pulling things out and washing them, and it's that the dishwasher isn't full all the way, the better use of your time, fill it up, put all your pots and pans, put everything in there. Just run it anyway. That's what I do. Nothing is sacrosanct. If I have wine glasses that can't go in the dishwasher, I don't want them. I just get them all done. Save water. Sure, Lucy. I do short cycles anyway. I do short washes. I do short cycles on my dishwasher, and I don't run the dryer. I do it on super hot water, then open it up and let it dry itself. But you know what? It keeps the wheels on the bus on. It keeps things going in my home. It keeps it done instead of just waiting on something else and then that being a deterrent for me getting it done. It saves me time. Get all your indentured servants working for you. Turn them all on and say, go for it, girlfriends. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to print out the book and read it, put it all out. Number 9 is no is a complete sentence. What? No is a complete sentence. Did you hear me on that one? Do I need to say, anybody else over volunteer here? Anybody here have a volunteer problem that their hands shoot up as soon as somebody says, hey, who can help? And you're just, oh, me. And meanwhile, your house, you've got laundry blowing up and you haven't gotten a clue what you're going to have for dinner. Meanwhile, your car needs to go into the shop and your taxes are late and you're volunteering. Out of order. No is a complete sentence. When we are out of order like that and we're putting everything else in front of the things that we really need to get done, you know what we're doing? We're doing 2 things. One, we're showing our children that really your time on taking care of the most important things, your priorities, are not really priorities at all. What's more of a priority is being a people pleaser. What's more of a priority is showing everybody what good work you can do. What's more of a priority is getting out of the house and avoiding the chaos that you have here and allowing more of it to grow and to become, the monster that it can become. It breeds when you're not looking. I'm telling you, I did this. I over volunteered. I was all of this till one day I found myself crying in the kids' nursery at church. I was in charge of it and everything. And, I was like, hey, where are the Titus women? Where are the Titus women coming alongside and helping us young moms out here? And truly, where were they? They were saying, hey, I had my time. I did my time. Not very biblical in my opinion, but that's what happens. And what we need to be doing is we need to start stepping into what our priorities are, what it means to our family, what it means to us, what it means to our home, what it means to the accomplishments that we really need to do, get a hold of so that we can get a hold of our time and get a hold of our lives. That's all we've got is time, hopefully. But when we fritter it away, we give it away, and we give it to the next bidder, whoever wants it, and let everything else go by by the sidelines, we're making a huge statement that say, I don't matter, my family doesn't matter, and everything else doesn't matter because I need to volunteer so I can make myself feel better about over giving. And then I'll be a martyr later about it. I did it. I'm telling you, this is my story. And it just really, it got to me till finally I just said, that's it, I'm done. And I mean, I so much done that I pulled my kids out of all extracurriculars. I gave Tuesdays and Thursdays for doing music lessons and sports and everything. And if it didn't fit, it didn't go. I was not going to be going in and out of the car every single day. I needed to get order back in my home. And at this time, I was a freelance writer. This is before, this is right at the same time of just seeing about Flyleaf, before she had a website or a book or anything. This is just on message boards, right? I was just like, I'm going to somehow put this together. That's all. I'm going to put this together. And when I started pulling the plug on all these things and starting to stack the days and stack the time and be really, really conscientious of it, everything shifted. Everything changed. And suddenly I had time again because I was being a steward of my time and being very super careful with it. And it makes all the difference in the world. Now, the other thing too, that one of the biggest disruptors, meetings, emails, and phone calls. Unless it's absolutely imperative, don't do it, or stack it, or put it in a certain time in a certain whatever. But it needs to, you don't go to a meeting without an agenda. You don't answer phone calls from random, insurance companies. You don't, because how many spam calls do we get anymore? And your email, just because it's sitting in your email box, it doesn't need to be answered right that minute unless it has urgent in it, All of this stuff helps us to redeem our time, and we can chunk things away. We can start seeing where it's going, and we can start redeeming it. This is what wise women do. Everything is under critical analysis, not so we can beat ourselves up and make ourselves feel worthless. No, this is to encourage you to say that you can get a grip on your time, that you do have time. It's just maybe not being utilized correctly the way that you want to. And I'm inviting you, do an analysis. Take a look-see at it. And you don't need to do it with a club in one hand so you can beat yourself over the head and say, oh, I'm just such a lousy manager of my time. Okay, fix it. You don't have to stay like that, do you? You're not a tree. You don't have to stay where you are. So this is where we start. This is how we look at this time. And all this week, we're going to be doing, this is just your basic, whatever. But part of living a high vibe life and finding vibrancy in the path along the way is being able to utilize your time wisely in a way that makes you look and say, it's a very good day. I had a great day. You don't want to look back on your day and say, oh my gosh, I don't even know where the day went. I didn't get anything done. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. And it's because I haven't been wisely in my schedule, on top of things, not doing things the way that they need to be done, and letting time just slip away. What a waste. Let's not be those women. Let's be the wise women who pinky up and show up for ourselves, for our families, and for the people around us that matter. Because when we are wise stewards of our time, then we get to do all the good stuff. We get to put the big rocks into that jar first, and then the pebbles, and then the stones, and then the sand. Everything fits, but not when we're putting sand in first. Then we've got all the big rocks, all the priorities in our lives just sitting there waiting to get handled. Doesn't work. Oh my goodness. Kathy said she read The Sleep Smarter in one day. Wasn't it fascinating? Such an incredible book. Anyway, that's our show for you today. I hope it was encouraging. Motivational Monday is about getting off our duffs and analysis, always. And analysis does not need to lead to paralysis, by the way. All you need to do is unplug that emotional whatever freight train that you might have and say, that's it. I'm not gonna plug in and say, oh, therefore I'm horrible. No, I'm gonna make this analysis and make the corrections. That's all. That's all we need to do. Isn't that a relief? I think so. Peace be with you. I hope to see you tomorrow because tomorrow is Transformational Tip Tuesday. I was going to say Transportational Tip Tuesday. Hey, maybe it is. I don't know. Don't forget, early bird ends at 12:01 a.m. 12:01. Get on it, get on it, get on it, get on it right now. Don't put this off. You will really regret it. savingdinner.com/bloom. Peace be with you. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, Pinkies Up.